and welcome to Babbles Travelling Yarns. I have my makeup on today because I was hosting an event earlier on, and I also did a tiny bit of curling of the hair, so it's kind of cute. It's incredibly greasy but cute down here. So let's just do a little bit of a... Oh, that's as high as it goes. Never mind. My name's Grace. I am your host of this little kind of crafty situation, corner of the world / universe / Ireland / Limerick / here, my house. It is Friday. I've taken a day off work. Gorgeous. Need to do that more often. And we got so much done today. Do you ever get one of those days when you get like a burst of energy? That's it. Like, lovely. I'm drinking just a plain cup of blackberries tea. Very strong. Delicious. Could be a bit hotter. Sad face. We bought these mugs on our honeymoon, traveling around Ireland. We bought a whole set of them. There's Birdie by Tipperary Crystal. So they're so pretty. So we saw the whole set up in one of the visitor centre that I went to. So I got them. So that's nice. And I've been doing a lot of knitting the past couple of weeks. I haven't done a podcast because what I have been doing, I don't know if you've watched them or not, are the lives, which is where the first event I did was about 3 weeks ago, and I actually made rolags. I blended rolags live and I answered loads of questions and I showed people how to do that, and it was so much fun getting people's questions, answering them, having a chat. It was absolutely lovely. You can see all the lives still on my channel if you want. Then the week following that, sorry. Oh. I had made lunch. I'll come back. So the next live I went. So I'm going live at around 6 or 7 o'clock every Sunday evening. It seems to be the best time for me at the moment. Then the next live I did last Sunday was I spun the rolags. I spun two rolags and I plied them together. And my idea is on this Sunday coming in 2 days that I'm going to weave the rolags that I made and spun, and I'm going to weave it into a little portrait, because I actually specifically chose the colors to represent a sunrise. So I really want to see if it's going to work. I'm fascinated. So come and join me if you want. There is a link in my stories on Grace the Babbler on Instagram. And if you're also following me on YouTube, if you're subscribed, you can see my community chats, and I just put up links to what I'm going to be doing in my lives and stuff. So if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. To be honest, I haven't looked at that number in a long time, and it scared the bejesus out of me. 19,000 people. I'm a little bit not well after looking at that. Jane's looked it up. Because what was he doing? I think he was putting up some blurb or something about me, because I was helping him with an event, and I was like, pardon me, excuse me, what? So holy moly, that's a lot of people. Thank you so much for following and doing that, because that's a tiny bit mad. I love you very much so, but now I feel like, there's a lot of people here. Now, to be honest, like 13,000 was a lot of people, 10,000 people was a lot of people, 4,000 people was a lot of people, 300 people was a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still just doing the same old nonsense. So it's not like I've done anything different in the past 4, 5, 6 years. I think it's 6 years I've been at this, lads. That's mad. Anyway, should we talk about knitting? What's this one? Yes, I'll talk about this one first. This is my half-finished object. I am half finished this project. I think I'm a little bit more than half finished. I think I'm probably 3/4 finished. We'll see. I don't know how the maths works on this, but I am knitting up a blanket. And this is a gorgeous or no, it's actually the Habitation Throw by Curious Handmade, and it is a beautiful kind of little eyelet design there. And I blended in 2 packs of Sweet Georgia Party of 5 yarns. So if I was to put it back here, it goes from light to dark and then dark to light. So I actually cast this off. I finished this at the start of the week, and I haven't done anything with it because I wanted to show you first. Because what I'm going to do next is, I've left all the ends, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick up all the stitches all around the edges, and I'm going to do a feather and fan design, a feather and fan hap design. This means I need to look one up because I don't know how to do the feather and fan around the corners, so I'm a little bit interested about that. But what I realized after I had woven in about 50% of all the yarns is I'm going to be picking up all these stitches along the edges, so I'll just pick them up and hide the yarns in the pickup stitch. Beautiful. Why did I waste that time? So that's my plan. I'm going to start the edge, the border, with one of these dark colors, and then move it on into the purples and the violets. So that one first. They're the same, aren't they? This one, then this one, then, sorry. Then this one, hang on, other way. This one, then this one. I don't have enough hand now. Oh, shapers. Then this one and this one. I wish those balls lasted a bit better in the bag, but they don't. Oh, my hand is cramping. So that is the crack there. That's what I'm going to do with that. It's going to be really nice once I figure out how to do the feather and fan properly. I will not leave this become another whip. I will not. Because it's for a very special baby. I need to make it before the thing is like 16 years old. So it's not out yet. So I need to have it done by the summer. I can do that. Anyway, in the meantime, while I couldn't knit on that because I wanted to show you guys with it spread out because it's cute, I also need to take a couple of pictures of it to put it on this Instagram. Yeah, so I just want to say the Habitation Throw is by Helen Stewart. I think I'm knitting it on 4mm needles, Chowgu needles, and I'm knitting them out of, yes, the Sweet Georgia Yarns Party of 5 packs. So actually I have 3 packs in total are going to be in that design. So it's quite a lot of yarn because they're like 25 grams each and there's 5 in each. So that's 125 grams multiplied by 375 grams. Is going to be in the blanket. This is a very special baby. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I cannot wait. So yeah, so I was knitting on 2 other projects while I was waiting. But I also wanted to have something else to show you guys. I know you don't mind, but I like having something to show. But yeah, very boring. I honestly, this is my boxy, my autumn boxy. It's Pixie yarns, such pretty colors. I love these colors. But yeah, honestly, I think I literally only started this orange and knit all the way around, and I'm not even to the end of the orange round. These are just real long rows. Like I just need to knit these many stitches, and then I'll be onto the orange, the rust. Sorry, I think it's rust color. Oh no, Foxy. Foxy is that color. It's this beautiful color here. So that is what I'm at. I still have to weave in all these ends. There's no handy trick for that apart from just doing it, I'm afraid. Yeah, so yeah, and I think I asked the last time on my comments, I think a lot of people said, no, go on another few inches. I think I'll probably do another, what did I start with? I started with this color, so maybe I'll do like a green and an orange, and then I'll split 2 more inches. I'll measure myself and I'll figure it out. But that's where I'm feeling with this one. It is so handy to bring to knit nights or just get on a chat call with. It's just round and round. Very, very, very easy. But then didn't I do something there now? When was it? I just got it into my head. I was like, do you know what? I really want my pavement sweater. I really want it. I want to wear it. I want to wear it before it's too warm to wear. Now, it's never too warm to wear a jumper in Ireland, so jumper / sweater. People who've been watching a while know that in Ireland we call sweaters or pullovers jumpers. But if you don't, welcome. That's what we do. I'll teach you a little bit of Irish slang, which is very similar to English slang, but also completely different to English slang. Just to throw you off. So this is my pavement sweater. This is going to be a really short podcast. I'm already on to the final thing. Why am I talking so fast? Do you know what it was? Because I was presenting earlier, so I'm already warmed up. Anyway, we'll talk about the books I'm reading or something after that. So this is my pavement sweater. I'm sorry, I just spotted these sleeves. I've been knitting this a whole week and I've only got this far on the sleeves. Sleeve Island, I swear to God. And I feel like I'm knitting loads. Oh God, I hate Sleeve Island. You know what? It's fine. So I'm knitting them concurrently on 9-inch needles, and it's 4mm needles, I think. Yeah, 4mm. And so basically I just pick up whatever side comes to me first, and then I just knit it, and then when I'm putting it down to do something else, look at my phone normally, I'll pick up the other one. It's normally the other one. So I have 2 separate. This is a lovely stitch marker that a friend gave to me. Christina gave it to me. We've been meeting up for walks and stuff, and it's lovely. So she gave that to me. I can't remember the shop name, but I think they're closing down. I think it was like a maternity kind of side hustle. And she's going back to work, so she doesn't have time to do them anymore. And then the other one is just a simple, I don't know, I think I got it as part of the Hiya set or something. Just a normal stitch marker. But I left in the marker thread there, or the, you know, where you put the stitches onto thread. I left it in on this side, but I pull it out on this side. And I feel like an idiot because I should really have kept it in, because now I can't tell where I started. So counting from that is going to be tricky. I know you're just going to have to put them on and just see how long they go down the arm. So also, do you like my dress? It's a knitted dress from Dunn's, and I actually love that sleeve length, and the scoop neck is so nice, and it's really long. It goes down to like halfway down my calves. I'm so cozy right now. I'd love to knit something like this, but also this costs €30, so I might just get a machine to do it sometimes, you know. Anyway, so yeah. So I really, really, really want to wear the sweater. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not alternating yarns. I think it's coming out really pretty on both sides there. There's no big deal on that. Is it? Is that one a lot darker than this one? Feck it, I'm not going back because Sleeve Island's long enough. So I've got 3 balls of yarn in total that I was knitting. I was a spiral knitting. The body with 3 balls, but what I'm doing now is I'm knitting just with 2 balls, and I might finish off, I might pull from the inside and the outside of the other ball and just use up all the yarn on the sleeves. I think it's a good idea. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna really try and have no yarn left over. Now if the sleeves get too exhausting and annoying, I might just end them at like this length. You never know. I mean, this is cozy. It's cute. Normally I end up giving up about here, but it'd be great to have a long sleeve as well, or however long it gets me, to be honest. I just don't want to, you know, waste the yarn. It's so pretty. I just love, it's like my perfect color yarn. Isn't that so nice? I know it pooled, which is gas, but at least it pooled like consistently, as in there's no stripe, there's no like darker piece when you change ball color and then lighter, you know what I mean? There's no like color blocking or anything. There's color pooling instead of blocking. But I think what I should have done is started the balls doing the circular knitting, or helical knitting also sometimes called. I have a YouTube video if anyone wants to find out how to do it. People have found it useful. But I feel like I should have staggered the starting of the yarn, you know, like knit for like 20 rows with one ball and then add in a second one and add in a third one after 20. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that would have like broken up the pooling. No way, no how am I going back now though. It's the way it is. It's just the way it is now. So I'm on 2 very easy, monotonous kind of roundy projects, and then 1 kind of complicated picky-uppy project with a bit of lace in it. But I think it's going to be okay once I figure out the feather and fan. What I need to do you know what I need to do? I'm going to say a dirty word now. The dirtiest of all the words. I need to swatch. Yeah. I do. I need to swatch. Because I actually don't have a clue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to break for a little ad break right here. Because what I'm doing currently is I'm donating all the profits from my YouTube channel to humanitarian crises around the world. That's what I've decided I'm doing. That's it. And yeah, so today, actually this morning, I donated about 60 euros to, this is a good idea actually. So currently the Ukraine is, you know what it is. It's being attacked by Mr. Putin. And what I'm doing is, I saw this on Instagram, that you basically find out a town that is currently being shelled, and I went on to Airbnb, I looked up the town, and I picked a room in a family home. I didn't pick a hotel or a managed suite or anything. I just picked a room in a family home, and I bought I bought a week of accommodation, and I bought it kind of early on. Like I bought it for as soon as possible so they would get the money as soon as possible. That's assuming hopefully that money transfers and everything don't get screwed up. But then I left a message saying, listen, we're not actually coming, but we just want to support you somehow, and this is like an easy way to do it. Also, Airbnb have waived all of the fees to the Ukraine, so there's no fees that the owner pays, so they get the full sum of money, which is great. I probably pay some fees on my end, but I don't. Yeah, so, and I got this message back, and I can't show you, but basically it was from the guy who owned the flat, and he said, thank you so much. My family are we're safe right now, but just down the block, 2 blocks from where I went, they blew up my school, the school that I went to. Thank you so much for your support. And it just felt like him. I gave it directly to him, you know, and to be honest, everybody's going to be affected wherever they are in that town that's currently being bombarded. So it's a really nice little easy way to donate money directly to victims of war. So it's definitely what I'm going to be doing in the future as well, to other areas of the world which are war torn, because humans, suck sometimes. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what the ad break is for. Thank you so much for watching it, and here it is. So I wanted to change tack a tiny bit and just talk a little bit about the books that I've been reading. One in particular, which technically isn't a book, but man, is it incredible. Okay, so this is a fan fiction. It is a fan fiction set in the world of Harry Potter. It's called Manacled. Okay, so not a spoiler alert, but like a trigger warning because it triggers me. It's a Draco and Hermione fanfic, and I'm basically very against it just because I don't really like the concept of it. After this one, oh my god. So it's set in a world, it's kind of like, it's not exactly a true crossover, but it's based on, say, the end of the war and Voldemort has won. And the wizarding world is kind of turned into a Handmaid's Tale sort of situation. So they're making sure that, you know, the right breeding and everything to try and get pure blood wizards, or, you know, healthy, strong wizarding lines and all this sort of stuff. It is the most beautifully written piece of fiction I have read in such a long time. It is absolutely stunning. The character development, the time, there's a lot of time jumping back and forth. There is just, oh gosh, you can really see the toll of war on everybody involved. And so the war has actually been going on, instead of just been going on for like a year or two, it goes on for like 7 or 8 years. And oh, it's so good. So it's Manacled. Now it is 18 plus. It's very, 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 very gory. And there's a bit of, you know, R-rated content in there as well. So definitely wouldn't be advising the childrenies to look at it. But for us, ladies and gents of a mature standing, so good. So good. Now it does have, because it's a Handmaid's Tale thing, there is pregnancy involved. So, you know, just be aware of that. If that's a thing that would upset you or trigger you or anything like that, you could definitely avoid it. There's an awful lot of torture in it. Why am I recommending it? It's so good. It's just so good. And just the story arc and it's so good. And there's also triggers of like non-consensual stuff too. So don't watch it, don't read it if you're not into that, and that's totally fine. Totally. So that's what I read, and then I of course was devastated with my life, and I couldn't move or breathe or even look at another book in the face. Couldn't do it. I was like, absolutely not. Nothing will compare. Nothing will ever compare again. It's so good that people have got it printed out and bound into an actual book so they can put it on their shelf. So good. Like the goodest of fan fictions. It's up there with All the Young Dudes, another trauma-inducing Marauders era fan fiction. Oh my god, I have to talk about something else. I'm just getting too invested in this. So anyway, so I read that about maybe 3 weeks ago. And yeah, I had just finished it when I filmed the last podcast, so I was just like, can't talk about it. No, can't. It's too raw, too fresh. So it's been a month since I finished it, and I'm just about over it. So anyway, so I am reading another book. I actually started reading a physical book because I'm trying to get off my phone. Aren't we all? It's impossible. I've just given up. So yeah, I've started rereading The Cruel Prince. Another very, very, very good book by Holly Black, and it's all about the fairy and two human girls in the fairy world, in fairyland. And it's all about intrigue and politics and just a smattering of obsession. It's very good. And so I'm just enjoying her writing really, and how the relationship kind of flows with that. Another one I'm actually very much enjoying. I'm in the middle of it now. So it's called These Hollow Vows, and it's kind of recommended alongside people who like A Court of Thorns and Roses. So it's kind of fairy based. You've got humans and the fairy kind of living alongside each other. Fairy are kind of dangerous. The humans are often sold into slavery and kind of indentures. And this girl, Bree, has Abriella as her name. Love that name. Abriella, beautiful name. So her sister is sold into slavery, like in the first 2 chapters. The first 3 chapters got me hooked. I read like an excerpt. Do you know you get the free sample? And I was like, I must know more. So yeah, and so I think it's kind of going along the lines of Cinderella. I get that vibe off it, but like with a few extra smatterings. It's going very fast. The pacing is slightly off, a little bit fast, but I'd rather that than pacing very slow because it's keeping me going. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes I'm like, what? How did we end up there? Now, wait a second. Like all of a sudden, like in the space between paragraphs, like a few hours have passed and we passed an Untitled Chapter, and you're like, what happened? So it's a tiny bit fast, but that's the only thing I have to say about it at the moment. Then there's going to be a little quest that we go on to find 3 items, and sure, look, it's great crack. So it's easy peasy. The front cover is immaculate. I'm just reading it on Kindle on my phone. So it's not on Kindle Unlimited. It was about €9 to buy, but I haven't bought a book in a long time. So, and then what was the other book I started to read? No, I tend to go one book at a time. And actually having these 2, just like, because I've read The Cruel Prince before, it's kind of a bit of a comfort read. It's like, just pick this up and just flick through it. And then These Hollow Vows, I have to be in the mindset to do it. So I'm going a bit slower than I was last year on the reading, but that's because last year I was incredibly depressed and I was using Fantasyland's world fiction as a coping device. So I'm feeling a lot better now this year. I actually got very sick there in work. Well, no, I didn't get very sick. I fainted. Well, I kind of fainted. I had a little semi-faint, and I had my bloods done, and I was super low on vitamin D and iron actually, but I haven't been eating very well. I've been eating that's because, the last couple of videos I've been drinking those green smoothies to try and keep my iron up. So ever since I've been on the supplements, and to be honest, since the days have gotten a bit lighter and brighter, I just feel better. Yeah, this time of year is always really hard on me because it's just been so long without sunshine, right? So the sun kind of disappears at the start of November in Ireland. And if you work at all inside, you don't see the sun again until March. Until March. You don't see the sun again until March. And it's only really coming out now. The sun is up. It's up at about 10 to 8 in the morning. And it sets around 6 o'clock. So you get an hour after work and an hour before work. So that really that's lovely. It's really, really nice. So, any updates on the house? So we are all go. We've transferred over some money, and we have we should hopefully within 4 weeks have a contract to sign and sorted. 2 weeks ideally, but I'm adding another 2 weeks onto that. So I'm holding a cup of tea in my hand because there's a slight bit of warmth left in it, but I'm drinking the water because tea's actually rancid when it's cold. But it's warm, so I'm holding it. It is cold, actually, really, really cold, but the electricity is so expensive to turn on, so we're just keeping it all a bit, dressing up a little bit. That's basically it. So what's coming up for me, I'm going to try and cast on the border of my hap shawl. I've got a wedding this weekend, so I'm going to be driving for like an hour and a half in the car to Kilkenny. Kilkenny's a beautiful town. I have not been there in years. I actually don't know if I've ever been there. Is that crazy? But it's one of the places that a lot of Irish tours will take you on because it's such a beautiful city. So I'm going to Kilkenny, and my cousin is getting married, and all of my mum's side is going to be there. And then last weekend I had a wedding in Adair Manor, and all of my dad's side were at that wedding, and it was just like it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. James is emptying the poo bin. the cat litter, and it was absolutely fabulous. And I was unconscious on Sunday, and on Sunday I've got a class at 4, like a swimming class. I'm excited about it. It's kind of like aqua aerobics to try and help my hip a bit, so I'm really excited about that. But it will mean that I will delay my live from 6 to 7 p.m. on Sunday because I might be unconscious. I'll try not to drink too much, but I think it's the sleep more than the drink that gets me. If I'm up all day, like, I am tired. So yeah, definitely the poo bin, because the second it's emptied, the cats all run in to poo in it again. Anyway. Listen, I'll leave you with the lovely scratching of the poo bin, and I'll talk to you on Sunday. And if I have anything else done, I will hopefully get on and do a little bit of a podcast next weekend. I have Friday off next week as well, so I'm loving my Fridays off. Little bits of business to be done. Fabulous. It was great though. We went to the solicitor today and we got loads of stuff signed, and I got her to do an extra little sneaky signing, and then we went to the bank. It's like, wow, days off during the week, things are open, people are working, and they will work for me if I showed up and give them money. Revolutionary, a revelation.